people joining the live already. Let me see. All right. Got my Tara in the building. Let's go. D, what's up, D? Mohammed, my brother, so good to see you. Rika's in the building. What's up, Rika? Got my Tara, got D, got Rika. Brit Pack TV, what's going on? So good to see you all. Again, let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. The world needs healing. That's the only problem. The world needs healing. We don't need more gadgets. We don't need more devices to connect each other with. We don't need more of that. Okay, that's not what we need. We don't need greater vehicles of speed. We don't need more autonomous vehicles. How did we develop the ability to create all of those things, but we can't create peace? Make it make sense. How did we find out how to send a rocket to the moon, but we can't create peace? How did we figure out how to split the atom, but we can't solve homelessness? Make it make sense, man. Just make it make sense. You mean to tell me we can send a rocket to the moon, but we can't figure out how to end homelessness? You mean to tell me we can send a rocket to the moon, but we don't know how to create peace? We figured out all of that technology, but we can't create an ounce of peace? That's what you're telling me with a straight face? All of these things we figured out how to do, but we can't create peace on this planet. What are we going to do? Go to the moon and what? Create more chaos up there? What's the earthly use? Come on, man, you got to wake up. What's the earthly use in figuring out how to send a rocket to the moon and we can't live peacefully here on earth? Just make it make sense for me. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking you to make it make sense. I said, what's the earthly use in figuring out how to send a rocket to the moon and all of that money and all of that technology and everything that went into that? What's the earthly use in learning how to send a rocket to the moon and we haven't figured out how to live peacefully here on earth? We're going to take our problems up there? Take the racism up there? Take our hatred for each other up there? Should that money not be invested in bringing peace to this planet and waking people up? You mean to tell me that somebody with some level of intelligence said, oh no, let's figure out how to get to some other planet, even though we haven't solved the problems on the planet that we're on right now? That just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. But they don't teach self-awareness anywhere. I noticed that. I caught that though. You can learn how to do anything in this world, but you just won't learn how to become self-aware. Let's teach them everything but self-awareness. Because the moment we teach them self-awareness, they'll realize that they don't need us. Oh, I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Not to the sleeping person, though, it doesn't make sense. To the sleeping person, you think it's a good idea to figure out how to send a rocket to the moon. That part right there, Monica, that's why God unlocked me. I learned that a long time ago, but it was that's why once I understood that, I said, oh, I get it. I get it now. Makes all the sense in the world. We're too focused on the cup. We're not focused on what's inside of the cup. We're paying closer attention to the cup Come on, man. That's all of the programming and conditioning. Somebody in society has programmed you. Somebody in your culture has programmed you. Someone in your religion has programmed you to only focus on the color of the cup. Every single person, you got 8 billion people walking on the face of this earth, and we've been programmed and conditioned to only see each other through the color of our skin. That's it, that's all. That's what you see. In 2025, we still caught up on that. I only know how to give you the truth. I can't give you anything else because that truth is the only thing that lives in me. The truth is the only thing that lives in me. So the only thing that's going to come out of me is what's in me. I don't know how to give you anything else because I don't have anything else to give you. If I'm not giving you the truth, I'm not giving you anything. All right, let's get busy. Happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Quanta, what's up, mama? So good to see you. See, what I need you guys to understand is, Mindset Masters was created to build leaders. That's it. That's it right there. Not just to wake you up, not just so that you can become a master of self, not just so that you can increase your level of emotional intelligence, but Mindset Masters specifically was created to build leaders. Because that's what God created you to be, to build leaders. I didn't say anything about building followers. I said Mindset Masters specifically was created to help build leaders. Because there's not a single person on this planet that can take you anywhere. No one can take you anywhere because you're already there. Anywhere that I can take you, you're already there. The only thing that you have to do is sit some things down. You're carrying some things it's blocking you from fully understanding what you are, whether that be your programming and conditioning, whether that be your attachments, whether that be the way that you see yourself, whether that be someone else's introjected beliefs, whether that be your doubts, your fears, your insecurities, your worries, your anxiety, you not understanding what you are, you not understanding, let me say it this way, man. God is your father and the universe is your mother, and your parents were the vessels that he chose to bring you into this world. You got to wake up. God is your father, the universe is your mother, and your parents are the vessels that he chose to bring you into this world. You got to wake up. God is your father, the universe is your mother, and your parents are the vessels that he chose to wake you up. It doesn't matter what your relationship is with your parents. That's not the mission. That was not the purpose. The purpose is the gift that you carry right now. One more time. God is your father. The universe is your mother, right? And your parents are only the vessels that he chose. It doesn't matter what your relationship with them is. It doesn't matter what your opinion. They did their job. If you are here right now in this moment, they did their job. Doesn't matter what you think about them, whether you think they were good or whether you think they were bad or whether you think they gave you everything that you needed or that you didn't get what you needed in life. None of that matters. They did their job. In the moment that I understood that, I stopped blaming my dad for not being there. I stopped blaming my dad for not being a part of my life. I stopped blaming my dad for this and that, and I understood the mission and I understood the assignment. The assignment was to get me here. But we've been programmed and conditioned to look at the vessels that got you here, right? And so when you just only focus on the vessels that got you here, man, you lose sight of the whole everything that's going on. We don't understand it. You don't understand what's going on. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, we don't understand that. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, you don't understand that? You don't understand that the four active atoms that make up the entire universe is in you right now? You don't understand that? You don't understand that the four atoms that make up this entire universe, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, is what makes up the universe, but it's also what makes you up. So you don't only live in the universe lives in you. That's a diamond hard fact. One more time, God is your father. The universe is your mother. Your parents are the vessels that he chose to bring you into this world. It doesn't matter what your relationship may be with them right now. Whether you love them or hate them, they did their job. Do your job. Your job is to bring your gift to the world. Your job is to unlock greatness onto the world. Your job is to show up to every single moment as the most powerful version of you, to show up to every single moment as the most authentic version of you. Your job is to love yourself unconditionally, not so that you can impress a bunch of people, not so that you can impress the people on social media. Your job is to love yourself unconditionally so that you can vibrate at the highest vibrational frequency so that you can give love, not seek it, because that's what you were created to be. You are the evidence of love. And if you're the evidence of love, you're the evidence of God. Show up as the most powerful version of you. Stop making excuses for what happened in all of your yesterdays. Stop making excuses for who stopped loving you. Stop focusing on what's missing from your life and start focusing on what you are. Because what a person can't tell you is where love comes from. What a person can't tell you is where happiness comes from. What a person can't tell you is where consciousness comes from, which also means they can't tell you where you come from, because you are comprised of all three of those things. Coupled with the hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, which makes up the universe, but which also makes you up. Come on, man. We're so busy focusing on the color of the cup. We caught up on what color someone is. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Baddest thing walking is you. I'm going to tell you that today. I'm going to tell you that tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that until you understand it. It's not a play on words. I'm so serious when I say that, Ann. I'm so serious when I say that. I'm so serious when I say that. And everyone may not fit into that mold. I get that part. I understand that we have the chosen ones, and I understand that we have the practice team. I understand that the people on the practice team are really helping the chosen ones to sharpen all of their tools and to sharpen everything that they have and to sharpen their gifts and their talents and their skills, to become emotionally bulletproof, to bump up against your programming and conditioning, to criticize you, to hate on you, to project everything that's wrong in them onto you until you become desensitized with people. Because the moment that you lose your attachment to people, you're going to realize just how ordinary they are. All right, let's get busy. None of that was about the line, but let's get busy. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out, you guys. Again, this platform, Mindset Masters, is about building leaders. No one can take you anywhere because you're fully self-contained. What we have to do is, what my job is to help you uncover the roadblocks to the truth. Help you uncover whatever it is, maybe in your beliefs or in your programming and conditioning that may be keeping you stuck right now. That's the only thing that I can do. I can help you to uncover those things. But greatness is already what you are. I can't add to what you are because you are already great. But sometimes we look at ourselves through the wrong filter. And when you see yourself through the wrong filter, you won't see your greatness yet. That's my job, to make sure you see it. That's the only thing I want to do, is just to make sure you see it. I'm just going to be the mirror to that for you. I'm going to make sure you see it. I'm going to make sure you see it. You will see it. Let me say this. You disrespect yourself every time you don't speak your truth. I need you to sit with that for a second. I need you to sit with that for a second. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm just asking you to sit with it. I said you disrespect yourself every single time that you don't speak your truth. And let me tell you the problem with that. Because your brain is recording everything that's happening in that moment internally. And you're not speaking your truth in that moment because you've placed value on something outside of you. Whether that's on the relationship, whether that's on this person that you have access to, whether that's on this friendship that you have, something in that moment has you terrified to rock the boat. So there's something that you want to say, but for whatever the reason, you won't allow yourself to say it. And to a self-aware person, the only reason why you wouldn't speak your truth in that moment is if you place more value on having access to this person than you place on yourself. Because if you place more value on yourself than you do the situation, you would speak your truth in that moment. I can't draw any other conclusion from that. There's no other conclusion that I can draw from that. And what's happening in that moment is that your brain, unbeknownst to you, what's happening to you in that moment is that your brain is running a program. Your brain is recording everything that's happening in you internally. All of the insecurities that you feel, the worry that you feel, the stress that you feel, the anxiety that you feel, what your blood pressure was, how you felt emotionally in that moment. Your brain recorded all of that. And then once your brain recorded that, it stored that. And now every time you see that person, they're going to reactivate that memory trace from how you felt in that moment. And here comes all the negative feelings again. Here comes the emotion that you felt. Here comes the worry. Here comes the anxiety. Here comes the moment when you showed up small. All of what you felt in that moment got recorded. Now the person may not have known that they had that impact on you, but your brain knows. Its job is to record everything that's happening to you in that moment. And then we walk around wondering why other people disrespect us, because you disrespect yourself. Because now you're going to start radiating and vibrating from that frequency, not of the person that you pretend to be, but from that version of you that shows up small, from that version of you that doesn't speak your truth, from that version of you that's afraid to rock the boat, from that version of you that placed this person on some pedestal in your life because you were so afraid to lose them. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm asking you to understand what's happening to you. And then you keep attracting people into your life that disrespect you. And it's not that they want to intentionally disrespect you. You're attracting that person into your life because they need to trigger, and they will trigger, that version of you that shows up small. And they will continue to show up in your life until you fix what's broken in you, until you fix what's causing you to not show up as the most powerful version of yourself. How can God trust you when you don't speak your truth? How can he trust you when you don't say what needs to be said when it needs to be said? Yeah, you say it in your mind.
it in your mind all day long. That's not what's important. Damn, what's going on in your mind? What's coming out of your mouth in that moment? And how did this person become so important that you're more concerned about how they are going to feel in that moment than you are about yourself? And then you go to war against your own mind, thinking about everything you wish you had said but didn't. So now you suffer twice. That has to stop now. If your goal is to become the most powerful version of yourself, that has to stop now. If you want to walk around and be the weakest version of you, keep showing up like that, because that's exactly what you're going to become. You disrespect yourself when you allow your attachments to convince you that you can't receive better than what you're receiving in the moment. I said you disrespect yourself when you allow your attachments to convince you that you can't receive anything better than what you're receiving in that moment. I'm showing you all of the ways that we disrespect ourselves. And what's happening is that you create a version of yourself that tolerates all of that. And that's the frequency that you're vibrating. You're vibrating from that. That's the energy that you're radiating in that moment. And that's why you keep attracting certain people into your life. Not because there's something wrong with you, but there's something wrong when you don't show up for you. There's something wrong when you've allowed your attachment to convince you that you can't do better than the person that you have. That's not even giving you everything that you need. Because if you don't speak your truth, tell me the name of the person responsible for speaking your truth when you don't speak it. Just tell me the name of the person. Tell me the name of the person that's responsible for speaking your truth when you don't. Tell me the name of the person that's responsible for showing up for you in all of the moments when you show up small. Who's the replacement person for you? I'm just asking you, who shows up for you when you don't show up for you? I'm just asking. You disrespect yourself every time you put someone else's needs ahead of your own. Take the babies out of this. I said you disrespect yourself every time that you put someone else's needs ahead of your own. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because when you put others first, you are teaching them that you come second. That's exactly what you're doing, unbeknownst to you. Every time you put someone else first, you are giving them a world-class education into understanding that you come second. And guess what? That's how they'll treat you. Then you don't make me a priority, and you don't take care of you. You set the standard, you set the blueprint for how everyone is going to treat you. That's your responsibility. But the moment you start placing people on pedestals and taking care of people first and taking care of their needs before you take care of your own, you are teaching that person that you come second. And then you getting upset with the person because they treat you that way. They're treating you like that way because that's how you taught them how to treat you. You taught them how to do it. That part right there, Savvy, I'm saying you taught the person how to do it. Somebody programmed and conditioned you to put other people first. So you started doing it. You put this person first, and when you put the person first, you teach the person that you come in second. You teach the person that your needs are not a priority. How are you going to be the priority in my life if you're not the priority in your own? I'm just asking you. I tell you guys all the time, human beings are mistake-making machines. It's what we do. We do that better than anything else. We make mistakes. But mistakes are how you become the greatest version of yourself. So there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. But what I'm saying is that if this person is a mistake-making machine, I can't keep placing expectations on this person. I can't keep putting this person on some pedestal in my life. I can't put this person's needs ahead of my own because, again, this person is trying to figure out life just like me. Every single person on the face of this earth is doing life for the very first time, including you. How the hell did this person get ahead of you? I said every single person on the face of this earth right now is doing life for the very first time. Damn, what's going on with them? What's going on with your life? Who are you becoming? I don't have time to give you all of my best energy. Look at it this way. If you got to walk across a desert, don't miss this, please. If you got to walk across the desert, God tells everybody get in a straight line. You guys are all walking across this desert. I'm giving all of you guys just enough water to make it to the other side of the desert. That's what he tells you. Okay, God, we all lined up in a single file line. Now we start walking across the desert. You giving your water to this person over here. And then you wondering why you passed out all in the sand. You passed out because you're giving your best energy and your resources and everything that you have to someone else. That's not why he created you. He didn't create you to give the best of everything you have to someone else. He created you to give the best of everything you have to yourself first. Who are you for you first before you can ever focus on who you are for someone else? He gave everybody just enough water to make it to the other side of the desert. Then you wonder why you sit in the middle of the desert thirsty and all of these other things. You dehydrated and all of this stuff. You giving everything you have to someone else. They got their own. They got their own brain, their own beliefs, own attitudes, own mindset, own level of education. Whatever they do with that is on them. What you do with yours is on you. Period. I tell people this all the time, man. You got to get to the top of your mountain. It's the most important thing in the world. What's important is who's at the top of your mountain. What's important is who's at the top of that ladder you're climbing. You're climbing a ladder right now. And guess what? There's no one on that ladder but you. See, what we don't understand is that God has given us our own ladder. Every single person on the face of this earth right now has their own ladder. No one can help you climb your ladder. There's no escalator to the top of the ladder. There's no staircase to the top of the ladder. Man, you got to put in the work. Every single day, you have an opportunity to climb higher up your ladder. What's at the top of the ladder? God's at the top of the ladder. But you'll never understand that because you keep getting off of your ladder and walking across the other side of the room and helping someone else climb theirs. And then wondering why their view looks different than yours. Wondering why their life looks different than yours. Get to the top of your ladder. It's what you were created to do. Now, I can motivate you as I'm climbing my ladder. I can inspire you as I'm climbing my ladder. I can believe in you as I'm climbing my ladder, but I will never get off of my ladder. I've got to continue to climb my ladder every single day. Sometimes it's going to be raining on the ladder. Sometimes it might be snowing on the ladder. Sometimes people won't believe me as I'm climbing my ladder. Sometimes people will stop loving me as I climb my ladder. Sometimes I may lose people as I'm climbing my ladder. But what will never happen is I will never stop climbing my ladder. I don't give a damn what's going on externally. God tells you to keep moving forward. He didn't tell you to go in reverse. Cars are designed to go in reverse, not people. He told you to move forward. You got one gear, forward. You didn't master the ability to go in reverse. You didn't master the ability to focus on the future. You've mastered the ability to focus on what happened in all of your yesterdays, but you haven't mastered the ability to dominate your today. That's the only thing that's important, is dominating your today. Nothing is more important, because if I take care of this moment, the future will take care of itself. But if I don't take care of this moment, the future will be a reflection of everywhere that I've lost focus at. See, motivation isn't something that you lose. We got that twisted. Motivation isn't something you lose. Focus is something you lose, and you lose focus every time you prioritize the needs of someone else ahead of your own. You foul out of the game. I said motivation isn't something you lose. Focus is something you lose. And when you lost focus, you lost motivation, because you started focusing on someone else's needs instead of your own. Had you been focused on you the entire time, you would have had the motivation. Had you been focused on you the entire time, you would have had the belief. Had you been focused on you the entire time, you would have had the faith. The minute you shifted your energy to someone else, motivation was like, I'm out. She distracted. Let me go on down the street. Somebody else that's trying to build their life for real. We don't lose motivation. We lose focus. And what you don't understand is you are the focus. See, that's what nobody ever told you. The focus is you. You have to focus on you until you become the center of your focus. And when you focus on you, the world will start focusing on you. The moment you choose you, everyone else will choose you as well. The problem is that you haven't chosen you yet. You got one foot in who you are becoming, and then you got one foot in who you used to be. And so you're stuck because your brain is oscillating between the two. You haven't made a decision. I tell people this all the time. The most powerful version of you lives on the opposite side of all of the decisions that you are currently avoiding. Some of you guys are stuck right now in life because there's some decisions that you need to make regarding some things that no longer add value to your life, and you won't make the decision because your attachment has convinced you that you still need this person or you still need this thing, even though the person or the thing no longer adds value to your life. That's why self-awareness is so important, because you won't understand that unless you are self-aware. You won't understand it at all. You'll keep staying stuck in relationships past the expiration date. You'll keep hanging on to people that have already let go of you. You'll keep chasing people that aren't chasing you because you're listening to your attachment. And if you don't love yourself enough to choose you, why would I choose you? If you don't love yourself enough to believe in you, why should I believe in you? If you don't love yourself enough to place 5-star value on you, why should I? Why should anyone be a reflection of anything that you're not willing to give yourself? People will never give you what you are not willing to give you. So just understand that. Whatever you're not willing to give yourself, don't expect it from someone else. That happiness that you're not willing to give yourself because you too focused on what's missing from your life, just understand you won't get it from someone else. That love that you won't get, that you fail to give yourself because you're too focused on who's not loving you, just understand that you're not going to find it in someone else. That belief that you won't give yourself because you're too focused on who you used to be and on what you used to have, just understand that you will never find that in anyone else. Whatever you're not willing to give yourself in this moment, just understand you won't find that anywhere outside of yourself. Everything in your life right now is flowing through you like a river. And the only thing that's stopping you from experiencing that is your programming and conditioning. You could be blissfully happy right now if you weren't actively engaged in making yourself miserable. You're actively engaged in making yourself miserable because you're always paying attention to what's missing. You're always paying attention to what you don't have. You're always paying attention to who stopped loving you. You always paying attention to who you used to be. You're paying attention to the wrong things, man. The life you receive is the life you focus on. Wherever you place your focus, you're only creating more of that. So if you're placing your focus on something that's wrong with your life, you become what's wrong with your life. If all you do is focus on your problems, you become the problem. If you focus on what's wrong with your life, you become what's wrong with your life. The life you receive is the life you focus on. What are you focused on right now? Reality is not the problem. Your thinking attached to reality creates your problems. Your circumstances are not the problem. The meaning that you attach to your circumstances is the problem because meaning unlocks emotion. And so the moment that you attach meaning to whatever it is that's happening in your circumstances, you created the emotional experience unbeknownst to you. So don't tell me about the circumstances. Tell me about the mindset attached to the circumstances, because that's where the drama lives. Don't tell me about reality. Tell me about the mindset that's attached to reality, because that's where all of the problems come from. The moment you come walking up, here come all the problems. Reality doesn't have the power to create your problems. Only the meaning that you attach to it does. Your circumstances doesn't have the power to produce your feelings. Only the meaning that you attach to it does. Your relationship's not producing your stress. Only the meaning that you attach to it does. Your job is not producing your stress. Only the meaning that you attach to it does. If you don't master what things mean to you, you're going to always be the problem in your life. And the problem with that is that you're going to always blame something outside of you for why you feel the way you feel, which will make you feel justified in hanging on to your negative feelings. He's to blame, coach. She's to blame. He did it. She did it. Your programming and conditioning did it. Your programming and conditioning bumping up against reality produces all of your suffering. I didn't say some of it. I didn't say a part or a piece. I said all of it. I said all of it. The ones who love me will figure it out. Don't let that go over your head. My strongest children, they're going to figure it out. All my strongest ones, they're going to figure it out, and then they're going to go change the world. My strongest children will figure it out. But if I put my thumb on the scale, if I intervene, I weaken them. My strongest children are going to figure it out. And then they will lead all of the ones that got caught up blaming this person and blaming that person and focus on this person. That's why he brought me in your life. You don't understand what's going on right now? That's why he put me in your life. I'm only unlocking what's already in you. I'm only reminding you of everything that you are. I can't add value to you because you are the human manifestation of value. You are value personified. You are love personified. You are greatness personified. My job is just to be a reflection of everything that you already are. I'm the best mirror in the world. I don't need Windex. I don't need Pine Sol. I don't need anything. The window's always clear. I will always reflect you back to you. My strongest children will figure it out. I figured it out. That part right there, Lynetta. You were created to lead, not to follow. We don't have time to be following. You were created to lead, not to follow. Why? Because most people don't know who they are. What are you following them for? How you gonna follow a person that's never been where you're trying to go? See, that's my thing right there. You following people that have never been where you're trying to go. Before you follow anyone, that should be the number one criteria. Sit me down right now and show me empirical evidence. Give me empirical knowledge showing me that you've been where I'm trying to go. Then I follow you all day long. I am awareness. I am self-mastery. I am emotional intelligence. It's what I am. It's what I've been transformed into. Who transformed me into that? God transformed me into that. It's what I am. I'm more of that than I am anything else. And so we're in a synergistic relationship right now. I will always have a powerful for my students. I will always have a powerful place in your life. Always. For the rest of your life. The same way that my masters and mentors have a powerful place. That relationship is sacred. It's a sacred relationship. Why is the relationship sacred? Because that person is the one that unlocked you. You don't even get to speak into that relationship. You don't get to speak into it. You barely get to know about it. The same way your relationship with God, it's private. It should be sacred. It should be something that you protect. It's not everybody's business. Whatever they believe, let them believe it. If your belief is taking you to where you need to be in life, keep believing. But I don't want to contaminate my beliefs with whatever your beliefs are. I tell people this all the time. I don't want to debate with you. There's nothing to debate about because you can't debate about the truth. I don't want to argue with you because there's nothing to argue about because people never argue about the truth. They only argue about their opinions. They only argue about their perception of what happened in the situation. No one ever argues about the truth. You've never argued about the truth a day in your life. So what am I going to sit here and argue with some person who's an atheist or some person who's just some non-believer? Why would I argue about you? We can't argue about the truth because the truth can only be experienced. God can only be experienced. So what am I going to do wasting my time with my words trying to describe to you what he is, and my words don't have the ability to describe what he is? No word on the planet. He's too powerful for that. Take your words out of it. It's only when you get past meaning that you can understand what he is. You will never understand what he is through your thinking because your thinking is everything that you've already experienced. So how you going to see him if you focus on everything that you were and you trying to apply that to the present moment? That's what your thinking is. It's everything that you've already experienced. So how are you going to experience him through your thinking mind? Coach, let me get on the platform and debate with you about God. There's nothing to debate about. He's only something you can experience. What are we going to be debating about? What will we be talking about? Opinions? Your perception versus mine? That's wasted energy. I'm too powerful for that. You're dancing with a great white shark right now, the coldest ever created. Coach, let me get on the platform so we can talk about self-awareness versus... Wake up, dog. You're talking to a great white right now, the biggest in the ocean. Don't ever argue with people because the truth is not something that you can argue about. It's wasted time and wasted energy. People only argue about opinions. People only argue, but that part right there, it's hard, that Megalodon, bad boy. You don't want to see that boy for about nothing. People only argue about opinions. They only argue about their perception and certain beliefs that they have. No one can argue about the truth because the truth can only be experienced. So stop wasting time. Take that same energy that you were going to invest in arguing with this person and start building your life with it. Come on, Nitro, we got to let them know. Come on, Nitro, me and you sitting here arguing. What are we arguing about? If we don't get to experience the truth, then what were we arguing about? The truth can only be experienced. Our words cannot create the experience. My words cannot create a rainbow. My words cannot create the sun. My words cannot produce God. So why would we be sitting here arguing about what? About what? What are we arguing about? Wasted energy. I haven't argued with a person in 20 years. Then argue about it. I appreciate that. Thank you for the gift, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's wasted energy. It's weak energy. You're too powerful for that. You're too powerful for that. People want attention when they're arguing with you. That's really what they want that time. They want your energy. They want your attention. We don't have time for that. Uh-oh. We getting ready to take the elevator up a floor or two. Put your seatbelt on. Joanna, put your seatbelt on. I'm going to put that seatbelt on. Put 3 of them on right now. I'm telling you, you're going to need 3 seatbelts for this conversation right here. 3. 3 whole seatbelts. Three. You're going to need 3 seatbelts for this with a tank of gas. You might want to go get some snacks. All right, here we go. Let me say this before I go there. D, you got to let him know. Hold on, mama. Let him know. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me say this before I go there. My spirit is telling me somebody needs to hear this. Let me say this to you. Somebody right now needs to hear this. So your life is like a book. Your life is a book. And what's beautiful about that is that that book called your life is still being written in this moment. Come on, if you're standing here listening to me, the book is still being written. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Your life is a book. And the book called your life is still being written right now in this moment. What you cannot do is continue to focus on the chapters of the book that you don't like, which is creating the depression, which is creating the unhappiness, which is creating the suffering in your life. Man, the book's not finished. And then you're taking those chapters of the book called you and you're coloring the entire book, that being a metaphor for your life. You're coloring the entire book based upon a few bad chapters, never realizing that the chapters that you're rejecting is what's going to lead to your spiritual awakening. The chapters that you're rejecting is what's going to transform you into the most powerful version of yourself. Not the beautiful chapters, not the happy chapters, not the chapter where you may have had the babies, not the chapter where you may have gotten married. That won't be the chapters. There'll be great chapters and it'll create balance in the book called you, but it won't lead to you becoming the greatest version of yourself. The chapters that you're running from is what's going to transform you into everything that God is creating and transforming you into. That's what I need you to understand. Stop focusing on the few bad chapters and fall in love with the book. Because if you don't love the book, how am I supposed to love it? Just help me do the math. If you don't love the book and it's your book, why would someone else love it? Why would someone else love what you don't? And if there's any of the chapters that you're rejecting, that's who you are. You are what you reject in your life. That's where you're vibrating from. The book is not about what you want. The book is about what you are. It's the story of who you are. So you have to love every single chapter of that book. And stop coloring the chapters that you don't like, the chapters that you're suppressing. Stop coloring your life with that. You're saying, I don't like my life, coach. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. You're measuring yourself to other people. I tell people this all the time. You're not winning. You're not losing. You're not ahead. You're not behind. Break that program in your mind. It's creating your suffering. You're exactly where God wants you to be. You're not winning, you're not losing, you're not ahead, you're not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for the transformation to happen for you. Fall in love with the book, because if you don't fall in love with the entire book, why would someone else? Why would someone else love what you don't love? And the version of yourself that doesn't like certain chapters of your life, that's who's showing up in your relationships. That's the version of you that's attracting other people into your life. And then the relationship becomes toxic. Why? Because you brought all of your brokenness to the relationship. You didn't show up to the relationship whole and complete. Happiness is you being whole and complete. Unconditional love is you being whole and complete, not fragmented, whole and complete. Everything that happened was necessary for you to become the version of yourself that he's transforming you into, but you're identifying with the version of yourself that you are not. I don't want to go into that right now because that's a whole different conversation for a different day. But you're vibrating, but you're identifying with the version of yourself that you're identifying with your wounds versus identifying with the one that witnessed the wounds. And that's the only thing that's hurting you. You're just out of alignment right now. The only problem that you have in your life right now is that you are out of alignment. That's it. You don't have any other problems. I promise you, you have no other problems. You're just out of alignment. It's no different than your car. When your car's out of alignment, it's veering off the road. It's doing things that it shouldn't be doing. You can't take your hand off the steering wheel. Why? Because the car might lose control. You're out of alignment right now. That's it. It's the only problem you have. You don't need to run to the therapist. You don't need to run to me. You don't need to run anywhere. You just need to get back in alignment. You came into this world. You were perfectly aligned. People started gaining access to you and they took you out of alignment. Now you have to get back realigned through self-awareness. That's the only thing that's wrong with you. There's nothing else wrong with you. You don't have any other problems. All right. Now let's get back to what I was trying to say earlier. But I needed to take that detour through self-awareness, through self-awareness, through self-awareness. Everything gets out of alignment. You got to think about it. Cars get out of alignment all the time. You know, you've been driving the car all the time. How long you been? When the last time? We don't understand that, right? You've been in all of these different relationships. Relationship with your parents, a relationship with your grandparents, a relationship with your kids, a relationship with your friends, relationship with society, relationship with strangers. You've got all of these relationships going on, which means that you're receiving all of this programming and conditioning. Programming is what happens when people speak into your life. Conditioning is what happens based upon the environment that you're in. So you can't be programmed from the environment. The environment conditions you. Programming is what someone is saying to you. So you're receiving all of this feedback and that's taking you out of alignment, especially during your developmental years when you were just too small to say no and too small to defend yourself. That's when you really got programmed and conditioned. Does that make sense? So you're just out of alignment. That's it. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're out of alignment. And once you're realigned through self-awareness, there won't be any depression. There will be no unhappiness, no anxiety, no stress, no fear, no limiting beliefs, no doubt, no worry, no all of imposter syndrome, no all of these things. Why? Unhappiness. Why? Because all of those things are a direct result of you being out of alignment. That's why they're all showing up in your life. And they're showing up in your life as the indicators that you are out of alignment. That's why they're there. Why do you think the negative emotions are coming? What do you think they're coming to punish you? They're your allies, not your enemies. They're only coming into your life because you're out of alignment. They're coming to let you know that you are out of alignment. That's the only reason why they're showing up. It's the only reason. All right, let me get back into this live because I'm super limited on time here. Again, once you start studying self-awareness, just through self-awareness, there is no other way. There is no other way. There's no other way. You can go to the therapist and you can get on pills. You can go to the psychiatrist and you can get on pills, and you can have them attach all of these different labels to you that you will attach belief to, that you will create the experience. And now you have two problems. You had the original problem when you showed up, which caused you to go there in the first place. And now you're walking out with a second series of problems because people always label what they don't understand. The self-aware person would tell you there's nothing wrong with you. You're out of alignment. The person that lacks self-awareness will give you some label. And when they attach that label to you, you'll attach belief to it. They'll write you a prescription. You'll go to the Walgreens or wherever it is you go, CVS. You'll fill your prescription. You'll start taking pills, and you'll have a whole new series of problems. Until you solve the problem called you, all of these problems will continue to show up in your life. It's just you're out of alignment. That's it. That's all. You want to take medication? Take medication if you think that's going to work for you. All right, let's get busy. Let's get busy. I just need you to understand how powerful you are. There's nothing broken about you. My job is to be a reflection of everything that you already are. That's my only job, is to reflect your greatness back to you. I'm just you pushed out. I'm the version of you that you have the potential to become. And that's what I'm a reflection of. Anything that I'm in possession of right now, it's already something that's in you. You're already wired for everything that I already know. The problem is that when we don't have access to self-awareness and we don't have access to the right people that can teach us self-awareness, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't win anything when you become self-aware. There's no prize for me. There's no victory dance that I do. I don't do anything. Nothing that happens in your life moves my needle. So the moment that you become unlocked, we're going to high five and you're going to continue pushing through life, and you're going to go dominate your moments. You're going to go dominate your life, and you're going to dominate every single room that you were in, because that's what I was created to do, to just unlock you. It's it. There's no celebration here. And once you become that self-aware version of yourself, wonderful. Now let's go change the world. You change yourself. Now let's go change the world, because you can't change the world until you change yourself. You can't change your circumstances until you change yourself. You can't change the relationship until you change yourself. Once you change yourself, everything else around you changes, because everything is just you pushed out anyways. That's all it is. Don't change the reflection in the mirror. Change the mindset that's creating the reflection that's in the mirror. And then the mirror, what the image in the mirror changes automatically. The problem that we mistakenly have is that we're trying to change what's being reflected in the mirror. Reality is only the mirror. It's only reflecting you back to you. And it's sending certain people into your life. Some people are reflecting where you're strong. Some people are reflecting where you're weak. When a person triggers you, they're only triggering you because there's something in you that still needs to heal. That's why you're being triggered. Something in you is broken. Something in you is out of alignment. Something in you needs to heal. That's the only reason why they're triggering you. But you only focus on the people that reflect everything that you are. And you reject the people that reflect everything that you're not. And that's what's hurting you right now. Once I understood that, my entire life changed. Why did that person upset you? That's what you should be focused on. Why did they have the power to change the way you feel about yourself in that moment? That's what you should be focused on. Why was that person able to reach you emotionally? That's what you should be focused on. But when you lack self-awareness, you don't focus on that. You only focus on your hatred toward that person. And your anger blinds you in that moment. See, that's the thing about negative emotions, is that they will blind you when you are not self-aware. So you can't see the truth because your emotion got in the way. You can't get the lesson because your emotion got in the way. You became upset and you became a reflection of the emotion. You become what you react to. You reacted to the situation, so you became the situation. That's why you never react. That's why self-observation is so important. Damn, that person just got to me. If anything, I should be buying them dinner. I shouldn't be hating them or rejecting them. I should be buying them something. Why should I be buying them something? Because they just reflected a weakness in me. They just reflected something in me that I need to work on. I'm never going to become the most powerful version of myself until I eliminate people's ability to get to me, where I'm no longer seeking external validation, where I don't have my happiness tied to the things that are going on outside of me, where I'm not looking for someone to choose me. I'm not looking for someone to believe in me. I don't need someone to come and love me because I'm lonely. No, I am love, and my job is to give it, not to seek it. That's what I was created to do, because my Father is love. So anytime that I'm giving someone love, I'm giving them him. I'm passing love out like Halloween candy. That's what you're going to get when you come to me. Be what you are. Stop being a reflection of what the world has transformed you into. Stop being the conditional love and start being unconditional love, which is what you are. And I would not jump in a single relationship until you become that. If you don't love yourself unconditionally, how can you possibly love someone else unconditionally? How can you give someone else what you have failed to give yourself? Make it make sense. The relationship can't fix what's broken. The relationship was designed to reveal what's broken. I said the relationship can't fix what's broken. The relationship was designed to reveal what's broken in you. But we don't understand that. We think the relationship is about love and candy and movies and popcorn and Netflix and cupcaking and cuddling. And we think it's only about that. Never realizing that the relationship is the place of self-discovery. Are you discovering yourself? Or are you running away from yourself? That's a question for you. All right, let's get busy. That part right there, Rika. Yeah, that part right there. And once you understand that, then you know it's again, your friends are your friends are in your life. Let me tell you, I'm giving you awareness now. I'm not giving you low level thinking and low level programming and conditioning, which most of the world is operating on. What I'm saying to you is that every person that you call a friend in your life will reflect back to you where you're strong. Your romantic partner reflects your weaknesses back to you. This is what gives you balance, because you're catching it from both sides. This is what helps you to transform into the most powerful version of yourself. My friends reflect where I'm strong. That's why you like them, because they reflect everything that's good in you. Yeah, from time to time, they may tell you when you trip in, or they may tell you when you're this and when you're that. But for the most part, they are a reflection of everything that's good in you. Your significant other, on the other hand, will reflect your potential back to you, will reflect where you still need to grow, will reflect what you're running from, will reflect what you're avoiding. They reflect the decisions that you failed to make. And sometimes they're going to love you and support you into doing that. They're going to say, hey, you should be going back to school, or hey, you should be doing this, or hey, you should be going after that business, or hey, you should be doing whatever the case may be. And we get into it with them, and you don't love me the way I am, and you don't appreciate me. That's not their job. Their job is to reflect everywhere where you're weak, everywhere where you're not showing up as the strongest and most powerful version of yourself. That's why they're in your life, because they see a version of you that no one else on the planet sees. They see your vulnerabilities. They see your weaknesses. They see when you're sick. They see when you're not showing up. They see when you don't put on your makeup and your wig and all of it. They see all versions of you. Your friends don't see that. No one else sees you like your significant other, which is why that relationship is so important. That's why God put that person in your life, because they're right there with you. But they're not with you to tell you how wonderful you are all the time. They're with you to show you where you're not showing up for yourself. Where you could be going harder, when you're showing up small here and showing up small there, when you didn't speak your truth, when you didn't step up like you could have. That's what they're showing you. And I'm talking about in a healthy relationship. I'm not talking about in your little toxic relationship. I'm talking about in a healthy relationship. This is what it's all about. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you, Mama. This is what it's all about. And when you become self-aware, you'll understand that everything is reflecting you back to you. Your reality is you pushed out. So you attracted this person into your life, your partner, because they were the best person that was an energetic match to you at that time. Meaning that they had the ability, they had the courage, they had everything that they needed to help reflect back to you everywhere where you were showing up small. But you fight with them and you argue with them and you don't want to hear it. I've got people in my life right now that anytime I start telling them about some area of their life where they're not showing up, it turns into a full-fledged argument because they don't understand what my role is. My role is just to not tell you how wonderful you are. My role is to reflect back to you where you're not showing up as the most powerful version of yourself. That's my job. Not to do it in a way that makes you feel less or that demeans you or disrespects you in any type of way. Just where I'm saying, man, you could be going way harder than you're going right now. You settling right now. All right. And then you end up leaving the relationship only to look back on the relationship and figure that everything that person told you was the truth. It's too late now. The person's gone now. Again, I'm talking about healthy relationships, not toxic relationships. Let me say this to you. Measure people by what they cost you, not by what they say. I said measure people by what they cost you, not by what they say. How much is the toxic relationship costing you mentally and emotionally? I said, how much is the toxic relationship costing you mentally and emotionally? Oh, it's coming with a price. See, you know the price of that Louis Vuitton bag. You know the price of that house that you want. We know the price of that car that you want, but we act like we don't know the price of what that relationship is costing us. It's costing you a price. Everything in your life right now is costing you, whether you realize it or not. The problem is that we've been programmed and conditioned to only focus on any time that we have to write a check or use our debit card or, transfer money, cash at someone. So if you're not spending money in that moment, you're not factoring in the cost. And that's what's hurting you. You associated cost with any time you got to reach in your pocket. No, that toxic relationship is costing you way more than anything that you can pull out of your pocket. Measure people by what they cost you, not by what they say. How much is that toxic relationship costing you? There shouldn't be a single thing in your life right now where you don't know exactly how much you're paying for it. How much is it costing you every time that you don't speak your truth in the presence of certain people? How much is it costing you? Every time that you don't speak your truth in the presence of certain people, what's the cost on that? How much is that program that you're running in your mind every time you show up small and you don't speak your truth? What's the cost of that program? Because you're running one, whether you realize it or not. How much is it costing you? How much is it costing you? Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that. How much is it costing you? Who knows the difference between price versus cost? It's okay if you don't know. Who knows the difference between price versus cost? You need to know this. That's okay. I don't know. It's the best in the world. I'm going to give it to you one time and you'll never forget it. I'm going to give it to you one time and you'll never forget it. Price is what you pay one time. Price is what you pay one time. Cost is the amount of what you're going to have to pay throughout the duration of the relationship that you have with this particular thing. For example, let's say I buy a car. I'm broke. I don't have a lot of money. I buy a car. The car was $1,000. I paid $1,000 for that car. The price was $1,000. I paid that one time. However, because this car was so old, right? You know, the transmission was breaking down and the radiator went out and the air conditioner broke down, and maybe not all at the same time, but the cost that I had to incur throughout the duration of the relationship that I had with this car, I ended up spending $15,000 throughout the duration of the relationship with this thing. I paid $1,000 one time. That was the price. But the cost tore me up on the back end. That's what we don't pay attention to. We focus on the price. Damn the price. How much is it going to cost you? So when I ask you, how much is that toxic relationship costing you, you paying for it. When I ask you, how much is it costing you when you turn down the volume on your voice, when you show up small, when you're afraid to rock the boat, when you stay in relationships past the expiration date, there's a cost there. And you'll continue to pay the cost throughout the duration of the time that you have access to whatever this thing is. That could be a person, that could be a car, that could be a situation, that could be the relationship with your job, that could be something. But the point not to be missed is that cost is always there. Price shows up one time, price like I'm out. I got what I wanted, I'm out. But cost is always there. Everything in your life right now is costing you something. Price, one time. Cost, forever until I let go of the thing. I paid $1,000 for the car. We get that one time. But damn, I ended up spending $15,000 throughout the duration of the relationship that I had with the car because this was breaking down and that was breaking down and this was breaking down. I could have bought a brand new car. That's what I'm saying. Some of you guys are investing so much more than what you should have because you're staying in relationships past the expiration date, because you're tolerating things that you shouldn't, because you're showing up small, because you're not speaking your truth, because you're not loving yourself, because you place this person on some pedestal in your life. You've made them first, meaning you come in second, and that's what you're teaching them. So that's what I'm saying to you. What's the cost, man? We get the price. There shouldn't be a single thing in your life right now where you don't know the cost. What's it costing you? That's all I'm saying. Everybody caught that? Does that make sense? That should be clear as day to you right now. And this is what you got to let people know. You're too expensive for me. Nah, baby. You too expensive for me. You look too rich for my blood. The toxic relationship is too expensive. You not showing up as the most powerful version of yourself is too expensive. You allowing this person to disrespect you is too expensive. You turning down the volume on your voice is too expensive. You got to let people know you're too expensive for me. You cost me just a little bit too much. You're just a little too expensive for me. I appreciate you though. But you're too expensive for me. Anytime that something takes you out of alignment with who you are ultimately trying to become, it's too expensive. Anytime that something stops you and has you confused, it's too expensive. Anything that's blocking your peace in your life right now, it's too expensive. There's nothing worth you hanging on to this thing. Where happiness is not in your life, joy is not in your life, love is not in your life. But I got the thing, coach. I'm hanging on to the thing. At least I have a man. At least I have a woman. But damn, you ain't happy. That's wonderful that you got a man. That's wonderful that you have a woman. Where's happiness in your life? Where's joy in your life? Those affirmations that you say in the mirror every morning, where'd that version of you go? I'm just curious. That version of you that gets up and you say all your little mantras and all your little affirmations that you read, and where'd that version of you go? Because she was far more powerful than the version of you that's showing up in the toxic relationship. We need to bring her back. Where'd that version of you go that says all of the affirmations and watches all the powerful motivational videos? Where'd she go? Call her back. We need her driving the car. I'm serious. That's a decision. See, trying is something that you got to take out of your vocabulary. That was the number one thing I learned. We don't have time for trying in them. Trying in them is what sank the ship. Trying means I'm not ready to let go yet. See, once you make a decision, see, there's nothing more powerful than a mind made up. There's nothing on the face of this earth. I'm telling you now. There is nothing on the face of this earth more powerful than a mind that is made up. Nothing. If you knew the amount of things that have happened on this planet because somebody's mind was made up. Somebody said, I'm not doing that anymore. It's over. Countries going to war. This happening because somebody's mind was made up. So when you say I'm trying, it means you haven't made your mind up. Nothing is more powerful than a decision. Once you make that decision, it's over. Everything on the opposite side, your life changes when you make the decision. See, the moment that you make an unwavering decision, your life starts to change in that moment. Why? Because your frequency changes. But when you got 1 foot in the door of who you're trying to be and 1 foot in the door of who you used to be, you haven't made the decision. That's why your life hasn't changed, because you're too busy thinking from the perspective of who you used to be. I'm telling you now, nothing is more powerful than a mind made up. Nothing. Make your mind up. Stop making excuses. Excuses don't build empires. Stop making excuses and make your mind up. Start loving yourself versus loving everything that's not loving you. Start chasing yourself versus chasing everything that's not chasing you. Start choosing yourself instead of trying to get someone else to choose you. Start believing in yourself instead of waiting on someone else to believe you. Be the jumper cables for your own life instead of needing someone else to come jumpstart you. Because the moment that you have to wait for somebody else, you're already in trouble. The day you were born, God gave you everything that you would ever need. He put you in a position. Thank you so much, Mom. I appreciate that. He put you in a position to never need anything outside of you for you to become everything that he created you to be. You don't need a single thing outside of you. You got faith in you right now. You got belief in you right now. You have unconditional love in you right now. You got happiness, joy, excitement. You got the best of everything in you right now, but you're blocking it. You're blocking it. Your programming and conditioning is blocking it. Your programming and conditioning has the radio called your mind tuned into a different frequency. That's where all of your suffering is coming from. Your suffering is coming from your programming and conditioning, and it keeps bumping into reality. And anytime that your programming and conditioning bumps into reality, you punish yourself, either with anger, with frustration, with unhappiness, with depression, with whatever. You punish yourself anytime that reality doesn't align with your programming and conditioning. And that's what's hurting you right now. That's why happiness's presence is rarely there. That's why love's presence is rarely there. That's why unconditional love's presence is because you keep blocking these things because you just won't get in alignment with reality. You're still convinced that you need something outside of you to complete you. What makes you incomplete is the moment that you entertain the thought that you need something else to complete you. That's what makes you incomplete. That part right there, Quan, I love that. Love it. Love it. I say that all the time. I say that all the time, Ms. Harden. You can't solve an internal problem from an external perspective. You can't. The problem is internal. You're trying to change it from the outside. You're trying to change it by adding more people to your life. You can't add people to your life to create what's missing in you. That's why self-awareness is so important. What you need is belief. It's the most powerful force in you. It's the one thing that God gave you that when he gave it to you, he knew you would not need anything else if you would just believe in yourself. That's it. Nothing else can give you what belief can give you. Nothing. I've been doing this for a long time. Nothing else on the planet. Everything. See, happiness releases you from the self. That's why you need love or happiness. Happiness releases you from the self. Suffering ties you from the self. Ties you to the self, excuse me. Love keeps you operating and vibrating. See, everything has some purpose. You got to know the purpose, man. You got to know the purpose of everything that's happening in your life and why it's in your life. Happiness releases you from the self. That's why you need happiness in your life, and you don't need it for any other reason because it releases you from the self. Your suffering ties you to the self. Love has you vibrating and operating at the highest frequency. You're aligned with God when you're loving yourself unconditionally. That's why you need to love yourself. Belief is the only thing that can propel you up your ladder. Nothing else can. Faith is what you can't see. Belief is in what you can see. You got to believe in you because you can see you. You might not be able to see the future version of you. That's faith. But this version of you right now, you can see. And that's why you pour belief into yourself because you are the moment. You don't have a life. You are life. You don't have potential. You are potential. You are potential personified. You don't have a purpose. You are the purpose. Your purpose is not outside of you. You are the purpose. Coach, how do I find my purpose? Find yourself. And when you find yourself, you'll find your purpose standing and looking at you. But see, we don't understand what's going on. So we're chasing all of these things. We don't know why we need them. We don't know why we want them because we're so busy listening to what everyone else is saying on social media or wherever it is you get your information from. There's a reason why you need belief. There's a reason why you need faith. There's a reason why you need love. There's a reason why you need happiness. They all play a key role in your life. But if you don't understand what the role is, then you're just chasing something. How do you hit a target if you don't know what the target is? I'm just asking, how do you do that? I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm just asking you, how do you do it? You the purpose. I'm telling you now. You're the only purpose. You might be the world's most important purpose. We don't know. And you'll never know until you get to the top of the ladder. All right. Yeah,
Yeah, believe that I love that. Moni, I love that. It's all you need. We don't realize it. It's really all you need. That word is oversaturated by society. That part I get, but it's what you need more than anything else. You know, do you believe that you're the greatest thing walking? Do you believe that you're the greatest asset God has ever created? Do you believe that it is that you are a gift to every single person that you meet? Because if you don't believe it, and your programming and conditioning is probably what's blocking you from believing it. If you don't believe it, you'll never attract what you don't believe to be true about yourself, because that's impacting your self-concept. So if you don't believe it, you'll never attract what you don't believe. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. You attract what you believe to be true about yourself. And no one is in control of that but you. You have to be delusional. If that's what you need to be, then just be delusional. I'd rather you be delusional and be attracting at the highest frequency than to walk around talking about you don't love yourself and you're not this and coach, I'm not enough. And what do you mean I'm the greatest thing walking? You say that, but you don't believe it. That's why I tell people all the time, affirmations don't really work for people that don't believe. The affirmation needs the belief. It's only pointing your mind in the direction that you want to take your life. But if you don't believe what you're saying, nothing is going to materialize. Not because the affirmation didn't work. Oh, coach, I stopped saying affirmations. They don't work. You don't work. If you don't put belief behind the affirmation, how do you expect the affirmation to materialize? It's only pointing your mind in the direction that you want to go. But if you don't attach belief to it, nothing is going to happen. Nothing can happen without belief. When it comes to manifesting and all of those things, nothing's going to happen for you. If you don't believe in you, what's the name of the person responsible for believing in you when you don't believe in you? If you don't have full, complete, unwavering faith and belief in yourself right now, where do we find the replacement person for you? Where do we find the person that's responsible for believing in you on the days when you take off, on the days when you don't show up, on the days when you show up small, on the days when you turn down the volume on your voice? Where do we find the replacement version for you? Who's your replacement? When you placing other people on pedestals and placing their needs ahead of your own, just tell me where do we find that person? All right. So real quick, my name is Jordan Williams. I didn't even introduce myself coming into the live. We just got busy getting busy. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery. I've been doing this for 2 decades now, helping some of the most powerful people on the planet to just become the most powerful versions of themselves, helping them to become unlocked and become unleashed. And I have created a formula called motivational awareness, where I don't know what it is about the formula. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know what it is about the formula, but what I do know is that the results that people are receiving from this formula that I've created that was never here before is mind-blowing. The spiritual awakenings that people are having, people becoming masters of themselves, people becoming the strongest, most confident, most powerful version of themselves, people understanding that, when you walk in that room, you walk in that room like God sent you personally because he did. It's mind-blowing, the people's lives that have been touched because of motivational awareness and because of this formula that I've created that's so easy for anyone to apply and to adopt this mindset and bring it into your life and just watch the transformations happen. Greatness, one more time, is something that you already are. No one can add to your greatness because, again, it's what you already are. What I can do is give you the formula. And what I can do is teach you how to apply it so that you can remove the roadblocks, so that you can understand that you are both the problem and the solution to your own life. And what the formula is going to do and what my coaching and teaching is going to do is just basically teach you how to just become the solution. No more being the problems. All of your problems are being created by your mind. None of your problems exist outside of you. So whatever your problems are in your mind right now, they don't exist in my mind. And I can promise you whatever your problems are aren't in your neighbor's mind. They're only in your mind, to qualify my point. And all of your problems are being created by your programming and conditioning, bumping up against reality. That produces all of the problems.
There's nothing else to figure out. You don't need to call anybody. You don't need to swim across the ocean to find this out. You don't need to talk to a guru. I just gave you the source of all of your problems. And once you become a master of self and you understand your programming and conditioning and you get deprogrammed, then all of the problems go away right then and there at that time. I don't create my problems anymore. I just create opportunities because I have that advantage and that ability to do that. Let me also say this. Every single moment gives you two options. You can create a story of peace, or you can create a story of suffering. But you are the architect in that moment. I need you to understand that. I said every single moment, I didn't say some moments, gives you two options: to create a story of peace or create a story that's only going to produce your suffering. All of the suffering is coming from the story that you create about reality. It's coming from the meaning that you attach to reality. It's coming from your programming and conditioning bumping up against reality. And so that's why we created the Mindset Masters community, which is why I'm also here to talk to you guys. I'm also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? If you don't have this book right now, you definitely need this book in your arsenal because it's going to be the foundation of everything that you're going to learn. In other words, if I could take this book and just deposit this book in your mind with respect to everything that you're going to learn from it, I mean, you would already be the most powerful version of yourself. So that's what the book's going to do for you. It's just going to be the foundation. You need that foundation coupled with my coaching and everything like that. And then that's how the real transformation is going to happen. The book is available on Amazon if you want to get a copy. Here's the name of the book, The Secret of Awareness. How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? You can get the book on Amazon. If you want a physical copy, pick it up on Amazon. Okay. You can also get a digital copy of it on Amazon as well. And then you guys can go from there. Lastly, but again, so the community, Mindset Masters, the community is just basically what you're going to get is you're going to get me as your life coach, as your mentor, and as your accountability partner. You're going to also have access to all of my daily live streams. You're going to have access to me. You're going to have access to my podcast, which is also archived inside of the community. I write every single day and deposit on self-mastery, relationship mastery, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, you name it. It's in everything that you need to become the most powerful version of yourself is in this community right now. What's not in the community is excuses. You won't find those. You'll find everything else, but what you won't find is excuses. So if your goal is to become the most powerful version of yourself, if you are ready to become a master of self, if you are looking to have your spiritual awakening and so that you get rid of the programming and conditioning and the depression and the unhappiness and all of the things that your own mind is producing, this community is for you. It's a community filled with like-minded individuals. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone is like-minded. They're positive. Everyone is happy. Everyone is doing their thing because they're all on their journey to becoming the most powerful versions of themselves. And you won't find a community like ours anywhere on social media. I promise you. Not only that, the people in the community have become so powerful. I think I'm more impressed with that than anything. The people in the community have become so strong and so powerful in their own right. Just from the growth in the teaching and everything that's happening. And they were once where you used to be. Wherever it is you are now, there's someone in that community that you can connect with, that you can relate to. I also do live streams, exclusive live streams inside of the community every Tuesday and Thursday. In fact, I'll be going live tonight inside of the community. So if you guys, 7 p.m. Central Time tonight, I'll be going live inside of the community. So if you are ready to join the community is $1. Let me say that real quick. $1 for the community is $29 a month. I don't care if you work at McDonald's, you work at Starbucks, you work at Walmart, or if you're the CEO of Pepsi. I priced the community that cheap because I wanted to make sure that every single person would be able to have access to self-awareness, no excuses. So if you're ready to transform your life and become the most powerful version of yourself, just type me in the comments and I'll tell you guys how to get signed up. If you get signed up today, you're going to also receive a free copy of my book, The Secret of Awareness. How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? And the book will be in ebook format. Okay, it will be in ebook format. So you will receive this. So what you're going to have to do is send me your first name, last name, email address, and then I'll get it out to you. You'll have it by the end of the business day. And that's all you need. Yeah, Pastor Tony, come join us. Come join us. But that's all you need. That's all you need. So you're gonna get the book today. Sign up in the community today. Again, it's $1 a day, no contracts, no long-term anything, no obligations, because it may only take you a month to get your spiritual awakening. You know, becoming a master of self or your spiritual awakening is really predicated on your programming and conditioning. You know, I've had people that have received it in a month. I've had people that it took 6 months to a year. It's all based on you, right? It's all based on you. No one can tell you what day that's going to happen, because no one knows, if they're being honest. No one knows. Only God knows that. So yeah, so just go to so what I want you guys to do is go to my profile page. You're going to have to leave the live. Go to my profile page. You're going to see where it says join now. Underneath my picture, it's going to say join now. Click that link and it's going to take you to the sign up page. It's going to take you it's going to take you probably a minute and a half to get signed up, and then you're done. Yeah, I do one-on-one. I do one-on-one coaching as well. Yeah, I do one-on-one coaching as well. It's hard to get me on the one-on-one because I've got so much going on. But short answer to your question, yes. Yeah, short answer to your question, yes. Any questions regarding? Any questions? Hey, what's up, Kate? So good to see you, Mama. Any questions regarding the community before I let you guys get back to your amazing day? Thank you so much, Rika. Thank you. Tara, thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. Angela, thank you so much. Yeah, so what you want to do is as far as the book, like I said again, if you guys want a physical copy, get it on Amazon, but you can get the digital copy on Amazon as well. And then what I would do is tell you to just download the Speechify app. It's $29 a month. It's literally $1 a day. It's $1 a day. It's $29 a month, and I promise you, you're talking the value that you get from this community is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's the best investment you will make ever, because what investment could possibly be more powerful than you becoming the greatest version of yourself? Like what could be more important? Like I don't even know what could be more important than you becoming self-aware. Like what could possibly be more important? Then you stop producing your anger, then you stop producing the unhappiness, when you stop producing the depression, when you stop producing the fear, when you stop producing the worry and the stress and the anxiety and all of those things. What could possibly be more important than that? You no longer suffering because of you're not in control of your mind and your mind being in control of you. What could possibly be more important than that? I don't know a single thing. I wouldn't trade self-awareness for anything, for any amount of money. No amount of money. No amount. I don't care who you are. No amount. No amount. That's the problem. You're saying just love yourself more. That's the problem. A person can't love themselves. You can't love yourself through your programming and conditioning. That's what we don't understand. You know, our programming and conditioning is what blocks you from loving yourself. Most people don't understand that. What's stopping you from loving yourself is your trauma. What's stopping you from loving yourself is your wounds. What's stopping you from loving yourself is the unhealed version of you. So we can all say, oh, just love yourself more. How can that person love themselves more if the very thing that they need to be able to love themselves is happening in their mind? Their mind is projecting onto the present moment. Again, that's the problem. People can't believe in themselves if I'm dealing with the unhealed version of me, and the unhealed version of me is impacting my self-concept. It's impacting how much I love myself. I'm seeing myself through the eyes of my wounds. I'm seeing myself through my pain and my hurt and my trauma because I don't know how to not do that. It's so easy when you are self-aware and you're telling someone, oh, just love yourself. See, the real self-aware person will understand that that person doesn't have the ability to do it. It's not like that person is waking up every single day and saying, I just don't want to love myself today. They can't. That's the problem. They can't because they're seeing themselves through their suffering. They're seeing themselves through the wounds. They don't understand that they are the problem. It's not until you become self-aware that you understand that you are the problem. You think that your suffering is coming from something outside of you. You think that your suffering is coming from the experience or from the event or from the person or from that person that walked out of your life or who stopped loving you. You don't know that you're the one producing all of it. You have no idea. Right? So that's why I'm saying, so it's easy for you to say that. But to the person that's sitting and that's like a person that drinks. I don't drink. I can walk up to the person that drinks all day long and say, just stop drinking, man. That doesn't don't do anything for them. There's something in them that's triggering them, that's causing them to do that. If they had the ability to stop doing it, they would do it. But guess what? They don't have the ability to stop doing it. It's easy for you to say it when you're not doing it. But to the person that's doing it, they don't know how to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying you guys have to understand that, man. When people are see, the self-aware person is saying, just show up. Don't have any expectations. Just show up. And when you show up and we start learning, that's what I'm saying, Kia. That's why I'm saying when it comes to self-awareness, just show up. That's why I tell people all the time. Don't change anything. Don't give up anything. Don't walk away from anything. Just show up. Come to the community. Show up with an open mind. Don't come with a closed mind. Don't come with a fixed mindset. Just show up with an open mind. And when you show up with an open mind, that's the problem. We come into situations thinking that we know. We come into situations with our prejudices. Prejudice meaning a fixed mindset. So when you come in with a fixed mindset or you think you already know something, you block your ability to learn anything new, or you block your ability to have your awakening or your transformation, because we always do that. That part right there, we say, I quit smoking. That's what I'm saying. So it's, but I would have never told that good brother, no, I just show up, right? Show up. And what's going to happen is that what we don't understand is that what the self-awareness is going to do. Let me tell you what it's going to do for you. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's going to melt away all of your impurities on its own. You're just going to wake up one day and you're just not going to want to do that thing that you used to do. But you're also going to not be in that relationship anymore that you used to be in. You're going to also not want to be around those people that you used to hang around with, because all they talk about is their problems. All they talk about is what's wrong in the world. All they talk about is what happened in all year yesterday. And you're going to wake up to that and you're going to say, you know what, these conversations no longer add value to me. But what you're going to see in that moment is, damn, I used to hang out with these people. And damn, I used to be just like them. So they become your mirror in that moment. Oh, it's the most beautiful thing. They become your mirror in that moment, and then you start to grow and you start to evolve. Shanaria, so yeah, join the community. I promise you, you're going to love it. Just try it for a month. We're going live tonight in the community. You're going to love it. I promise you, you're going to love it. Destiny, what's up, Destiny? That part right there, Destiny, is the best investment that you will ever. Oh, okay, you said you did. Yeah, so when you show up tonight, you'll see, but this is what I need you to know, Shanari. This is what I need you to know. The community won't work for you if you don't work it. Do not be a ghost in the community. Get involved, right? Get involved in everything that's going on. You said you tried to shadow boxing. Okay. Yeah. Get involved in everything that's going on. Get involved in everything that's going on. Know where everything is inside of the community. Know where the live streams are. Know where the podcasts are. Know, and if you have any questions, hit me up personally. Hit me up personally. Excuse me, you guys. Okay. So yeah, and then we'll get you, Shania, we'll get you in a shadow boxing group. In fact, I want to talk about that tonight. I want to spend some time tonight on that. Talking. Lynetta, do me a favor and reach out to her. Shanari, do me a favor. That's okay. Do me a favor and reach out to Lynetta in our community. 7 p.m. Central Time this evening. Yeah, but if you miss a live stream, because I got people from different countries that are in there. If you miss a live stream for whatever the reason, don't worry about it.
You know what I'm saying? If you miss a live stream for whatever the reason, because everything's archived, so you really don't miss anything. Yeah, Tracy, I heard you coming a little beast in your little shadow boxing group. Yeah. Tracy, I heard you becoming a little beast in your little shadow boxing group. But yeah, other than that, we'll get you, don't worry about it. We'll get you, like I said, we'll get you in the live stream from tonight. It'll be archived. Yeah, it'll be archived in the community. But then Shanaria, what I'll do is I'll make sure that you get the good. Yeah. Put her in the group with you and Monica. Did you see that, Shanaria? Did you see that? That part right there, Monica. Monica, do me a favor and reach out to her as well. Both of you guys reach out. Shanaria, do me a favor and reach out to Monica and to Lynetta as well. Shadowboxing is, it's kind of like a mastermind group, right? So shadowboxing is where a group of individuals comes together and they're studying everything that I've been teaching, because I do so much writing inside of the community, and everybody's taking notes and different things like that. And so they study self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence. They're studying all of these things as a group. But what's beautiful about that is they're studying with people that are pretty much on the same level that they are on. What that does is this. See, in life, you only have your perspective. There's 8 billion other perspectives in life, but you only have access to your own. The reason why shadowboxing is so important is because what shadowboxing is going to do is, let's just say there's 10 people in the group. If there's 10 people in the shadowboxing group, you gain access, you being the 10th, you gain access to 9 other perspectives. One of those other perspectives may be more powerful than the perspective that you're hanging on to. And if that perspective is more powerful than the perspective you're hanging on to, you drop your perspective and you pick up that person's. And now I just climbed up my ladder another step, right? You may say something that somebody else was like, "Ooh, I never looked at it that way." Right? Because again, they only had access to their perspective, and now they become more powerful. So everyone is becoming more powerful in the group because everyone is gaining access to the other person's mindset, right? Your people are allowing you to take a walk through their mind with respect to self-awareness and self-mastery and emotional intelligence. Like right now, you guys are walking through my mind, but I'm just one perspective, right? So, but I may be a perspective that's more powerful than the perspective that you hold. That's why it's so important. So what and it's in the spirit of love. See, there's no competition. See, what happens if you go to some university or whatever, and if you don't know that person doesn't want to share with you. They don't want to share their notes with you. They don't want to share this. They don't want to share that. Why? Because again, they're competing against you. They want to be the best in the class. When it comes to self-awareness, there's no competition. Everyone in there wants to see you become the best and most powerful version of yourself, because there's nothing to compete against. Your greatness only reflects the other greatnesses in the group. No one is offended by your greatness because everyone understands that they're becoming the greatest version of themselves as well. So there's no competition. Everyone wins. But out in the world, outside of the community, everyone is competing. Everyone wants to be the smartest. I want to be the smartest person in the room. What you're going to learn from self-awareness is that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. When I shadowbox with my masters, I'm not the smartest person in the room, which means that I should speak less so that I can learn more. Right? All right. Any other questions regarding the community before I get out of here, you guys? That part right there, Warrior Princess. What am I doing talking if I'm in a room full of smart people? I need to be the quietest person in the room. But our ego gets in the way, and all of a sudden we want to start talking and saying all of these things. We want to be heard, and I ain't got time to be heard. I want to learn something right now. I want to walk away from here better than I walked in. Self-awareness is the only way. Self-awareness. But see, what I need you to understand is, again, you're just out of alignment right now. That's the only thing that's wrong. As far as you not loving yourself fully, you're out of alignment. How did I get out of alignment, Coach? Because there's something in you that's still not healed that we need to heal.
There's something in you that requires attention, and it's taking you out of the frequency. It's taking you out of love's frequency. It's taking you out of happiness's frequency. It's taking you out of joy's frequency. Something that happens, and it's something that's in your programming and conditioning. Once we get past that, then your frequency will change once your relationship with that thing changes. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's just something that's not healed. Again, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You need to better understand yourself. You're out of alignment somewhere, somehow. And I won't know that until we start studying. And yeah, I'll see you guys tonight. If you guys have any questions, like I said, again, hit me up inside of the community. Remember, everything you need to be, you already are. Show up to everything you do today as the most authentic, most powerful version of yourself. No shrinking, no showing up small, no turning down the volume on your voice. Don't tolerate disrespect, not because you're Billy Badass, but because you don't want to run a program in your mind where every time you see this person, you start to feel the anxiety, and you start to feel tension, and you start to feel all of these things. No, show up as the most